Hey guys, it's Brooke. Welcome back to my channel. So for this week's video, I'm actually super excited. I'm going to be talking about this haunted insane asylum known as Kings Park. And I'm going to tell you guys all about this haunted insane asylum and all about the ghosts there, what happened there, and all this creepy stuff. And also later in the video, you're going to see some live footage of me and my friend Nick actually going into this haunted insane asylum and looking around and discovering these things. So definitely keep watching. I don't want to give it away, but we did hear and see some things, so definitely keep watching, and we are going to get into the story about Kings Park Psychiatric Center. So Kings Park Psychiatric Center is one of the most infamous psychiatric wards in America. It was established in 1885 and it actually closed down in 1996 due to advances in medicine and other medical things. The reason for its opening was due to overcrowding in New York City wards, so patients were actually being sent to the Kings Park Insane Asylums to be housed there and treated there. At its peak, there were over 100 buildings that made up this Kings Park Psychiatric Center with over 9,000 patients they were housing. Most of the asylums were closed in 1996, however, some of them stayed open until 2012. So since this insane asylum's closing, it has become a huge place of exploration for teens and adults everywhere because they're so interested in this place and the story of this place. Now, almost all of my friends have gone and visited this abandoned insane asylum and looked inside and stuff. And a lot of mutual friends I've heard of have actually gone, and everybody I have talked to has heard something in the building, has seen a ghost, has something creepy has happened to them while they were in the Kings Park Insane Asylum. So one interesting fact I actually found out while doing some backup research on this place is that a lot of movies were actually filmed there, which I really want to look into and watch the movies and see if I can tell if it's actually Kings Park. Now, I found out that hundreds of people who were being housed at the psychiatric center were actually buried in the grounds of the perimeter of the Kings Park Psychiatric Center. So if that doesn't scream ghosts are haunting this place, I don't know what does. And to make it even creepier, the people who work in the parks say that they don't even remember where the bodies are. How sketchy and creepy is that they don't remember where hundreds of these dead bodies were buried? That to me is so freaky. So now going into these buildings, I've been here twice before, and I have actually seen, and many other people have also seen, a lot of paintings from when the buildings were up and running. And there's also a bunch of papers and files just flung all over the floor, which are actually the patients' file papers and information on all the patients and stuff. So that's really creepy. I have actually seen some of these files before. It's super creepy just realizing that this place was actually a real housing facility for these mentally insane people. The criminally insane were also housed in the Kings Park Psychiatric Centers on the upper levels. And to tell the criminally insane people apart from the regular people who were in the mental facility, all of the criminally insane had to have their heads shaved the entire time. Every few days they would have to have their heads completely shaved so they can tell the difference between these criminally insane people and the people who were there for treatment of all different types of things. It's actually said that when the criminally insane patients would have to go to the clinic, they had to be put in straitjackets and all chained to one another, and the entire rest of the ward had to be sent out of the floor, I guess, to keep them away from these criminally insane people. Even though they were chained together and in straitjackets, they were still seen as major threats. So there have been many tales surrounding this abandoned insane asylum. Many people began exploring this Kings Park Psychiatric Center once it was closed down because the tale has it that all of the patients who were being actually housed in this facility were being tortured. The theory goes that all these patients were being tortured by some means of shock therapy. One therapy I heard of that they use is called hydrotherapy, where they would wrap the patients in these blankets and make them sit in ice baths for hours and hours to try and make them not depressed and try and make them feel better, and they use that as some sort of shock therapy to hopefully help the patients. Then another theory, which I hear is more common, is that they also used electric shock therapy, where they would induce people into having a seizure to make them stop being depressed by injecting them with insulin or electric shock. They would actually force people to have seizures so they could stop being depressed. I actually also heard that a form of therapy was allowing the patients to leave the buildings and go tend to livestock and planted gardens and stuff as a form of therapy. And a lot of people have said to hear the sounds of animals running in the woods surrounding this asylum and hear animals walking throughout the buildings. So now getting into the really creepy ideas of the Kings Park people and ghosts who live there and who are housed there. So it's said that many of these patients were actually murdered by their inmates or also murdered by the criminally insane, and that the staff actually covered up these murders so it wouldn't get out to the people that people were being killed in the insane asylum, and they would go unsolved for years and people never found out what happened to these people. Other patients are said to have actually escaped the insane asylum and wandered into the woods where they were never found again. It's said that some even wandered into a lake that is nearby there and their bodies were never found. So a bunch of teenagers and adults have been to this place to discover what it's like inside this insane asylum and to see if the patients were really being tortured. And many people have actually found tunnels underground of Kings Park leading into different areas of the building and different basements of the building, where people found secret torture chambers where they would house patients against their will. Throughout the buildings, people have said to seen ghosts roaming around, have heard the moaning and screaming of these people being tortured in these buildings, and have even said to see the faces of these ghosts in the buildings and not been sure whether it were other people in the buildings or actual real ghosts. Other people have said to have been actually chased out of this insane asylum by white ghostly figures back to their cars. There was also a report of a man who was walking through the dark tunnels of Kings Park to discover these torture chambers, and while he was walking, he felt his feet getting wet and he thought he was walking through a bunch of puddles, but when he came back into the light, his shoes were covered in blood. So because there have been so many claims of hearing sobbing and seeing ghosts and being chased by a ghost and hearing the screams of tortured patients and how this place was just known to be a torture mental facility, me and my good friend Nick decided we wanted to actually go discover for ourselves and see if we could see any ghosts or hear the screams of ghosts and people being tortured in this insane asylum. Any normal person who heard these stories, I think, would turn their back and run the other way and never think about going to this place in their lives if they were paid $1 billion. But me and my best friend decided we are going to go discover this for ourselves and see if we can catch anything on camera. And now I am going to roll some clips of us going to Kings Park and actually going inside one of the psych wards, and some really scary stuff happened, which I am not going to ruin for you guys, so I'm just gonna play the clips and you can see for yourselves what happens when we get there.
We're on our way to Kings Park and we're gonna just record some driving there and we're gonna get some cool shots of the buildings.
Yeah. Let's go there.
Okay guys, we're in the building right now.
It is so creepy in here. Like, it's literally terrifying in here. Holy smokes, let's go in here. Oh my god, these are a bunch of beds from the patients who were staying here. These are a bunch of beds. Oh my god.
Get a good shot.
That is so creepy.
Look at that chair.
Look at that.
Okay.
Like torturous.
This is like. You hear that?
Yeah. Everything is freaking me out.
Make sure you're looking through the camera. Oh, shit. Maybe this was like a file room? I just heard something.
You did?
Yeah, it sounded like a bat though.
What? Stop, I'm scared.
Did you hear it? Hello?
It's probably someone upstairs or something. These are some more beds. Holy. It's probably people walking upstairs. This is creepy. There's a bunch of clothes. Wait, bring the flashlights over here. Come here, Nick. Oh my god, there's a bunch of clothes and stuff.
This can't be from back then though.
No,
Someone
no
was
way.
sleeping
But what about in here? Came in that way. Didn't we? Wow, my hands is numb.
What was that?
Jeez. Nope. Nick, I'm scared.
We should have bought paint. This is what we did last time.
Oh my god, this is all on fire. Yo. What? Oh my god, it's all like burnt. Wow. I can't believe you noticed that. I didn't even notice that. Come here. Fan? I'm trying to follow you with the light.
Oh my god!
Stop. Stop.
Okay, got it.
Do not scream like that ever again. Nick, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Stop, I'm leaving. I'm not kidding, Nick. I'm not.
I don't want to climb that high.
No, because look, we have to go through that thing. That thing. There's a thing on top we can't get. Can we just
That
go?
wasn't me.
Okay. Let's go. I'm done.
Look at that door open.
It does open. Holy.
Okay, no, it's not for me.
But that one has a window where we can get out. Nick, where did we come in?
That wasn't me.
Okay. Let's go. I'm done.
Look at that door open.
It does open. Holy.
Okay, no, it's not for me.
I saw many pictures before.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy. Like an old painting.
Yeah, I saw very old pictures. Alright, this isn't cool. But this is still creepy. There's a lot of graffiti. Oh my god. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. I'm sorry. I'm so scared, Nick. I really just don't want to be here. I actually hate it here. Whoa, that's cute. Yeah, no, I'm not. That's not where we came through. Come here. I'm telling you. Nick, please listen to me.
I'm coming. Oh wait, I remember walking past this.
I know, so we came in one of these
No, I
rooms.
think it's the other way.
No, I think it's this one. Look. Come here. Look. Do you see? The window's open right in here. It is, but I can't open the door. Oh. I hate this place. I hate it. I hate it here. I hate it. That door wouldn't open before, Nick. I'm telling you, I was trying to open the door before and it was like somebody was holding it back. That's why I was so scared because I was like, and then you.
One noise though?
No, So yeah, as you can see, I was having a mini panic attack the entire time because I was really terrified to be here. We heard a bunch of really scary noises from ghosts. And the creepiest part, I don't know if you guys could see, but there was a part where I was trying to leave this building and I was trying to find the door that we entered from. And I went to push on the door. I'm pretty sure I have this on camera. I pushed on the door to get out and I could see through the peephole that that was the window we came through, but as I'm pushing on the door, it would not budge, as if it were locked shut. So I was like, okay, that can't be the room. But then when we went into this other room, we could see that it was the room and that was the window. Something was holding me back from getting in the room, and then when we went back, it was super easy to open. So I don't know about you guys, but that is definitely one of the freakiest things I have ever done, and I really don't want to go back ever again. But if you guys like this video, leave a thumbs up and comment down below if you would like us to go back to Kings Park to discover the underground tunnels where the secret torture chambers were, and to also go into the higher levels where the criminally insane were, and to discover more buildings like the morgue and go into other buildings. Give this video a thumbs up if you'd like to see that, and also make sure you subscribe down below. I make videos every single Monday and Friday, and I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you guys so much for watching.